Hello there, everybody. Welcome to Challenges and Choices, a special needs perspective. My name is Joy Poe, and with me is my sister, Diane Benitez. Diane Benitez has lived in Orlando for so long, and we are going to take a tour around Orlando and learn a little bit about the area and everything else. Welcome to Challenges and Choices, a special needs perspective, Diane.
Thanks, Joey, for having me.
So, how long have you lived in Orlando on your own?
Well, I came up to Orlando to go to the University of Central Florida, go Knights. And we lived together in Clearwater, Florida. And when it came time to choose a college, I wanted to be close enough to where I could drive home, but further enough away to kind of be on my own. So that is why I chose the University of Central Florida. And afterwards, I actually got a job at Universal Orlando, which, with a couple of detours, I am still employed today. So I've been up here for over 25 years.
Now, what areas have you explored when you first arrived in Orlando?
Well, the interesting thing about Orlando is that there are a lot of different areas of Orlando. People automatically think Disney and the theme parks, and there's so much more here in Orlando. University of Central Florida has its own area with different restaurants and different things to do. And then, of course, you do have the Disney area, you have the Universal area and International Drive, which is closer to the convention center. And then you also have little towns like Winter Park and Winter Garden and different areas to do things. So, needless to say, I've explored a bit, but probably haven't uncovered everything, even being here for so long.
Now, what restaurants have you explored um while you were there?
Well, there's a lot of different restaurants. Right now we live in the Conway area. So we have Bella Italia, which is our neighborhood pizza spot. And then we also have Fish on Fire, which actually we were the owner's neighbor for a little bit. And then also places like Johnny's Other Side and Johnny's Filling Station is a great neighborhood bar to grab a drink, catch some live music. So those are some of our favorites, but there's also different places for Mexican food around here and other Italian restaurants and a lot of different places.
Now, would you recommend any of this to any of our viewers listening?
Oh, absolutely. All of them. And all of them too are definitely ADA. They have great access, good parking. So people that can park and walk in, you don't have to worry about parking like far away. I will say in downtown Orlando, sometimes you might have to park a little bit and then walk, but there are great restaurants down there as well. Um, but I would say that any of those places, depending on what people want, are great stops, especially for anybody in the special needs community.
Now, what challenges and choices have you faced and made while living in Orlando?
That's a really good question. I would have to say it's a choice, but it's also a challenge. And that was making the decision to live in Orlando. As we mentioned, we are originally grew up in Clearwater and we are very close family. So I was in Clearwater for over 18 years. Our grandparents were down there. We went to school down there and we had great friends down there as well. So making the choice to come up to Orlando for school was a big choice, but then also choosing to stay up here in Orlando for my career was a challenge because then I wasn't as close to you guys as I would have liked. So now that you and mom have moved up here to Orlando, it's nice to be in the same city as you and mom so we could do, things to go out to dinner or run over to Universal for some butterbeer, and having you guys here and not have to drive on I-4. So I would have to say that it's a challenge and a choice just to live here in Orlando when it was away from you guys.
Now, what programs have you discovered when you first moved here?
You're talking about like special needs programs.
Yes.
So, because I'm your sister and I kind of grew up and around the special needs community, I always keep an eye out for different things that may pique your interest. And in Clearwater, you were playing Challenger baseball. So I knew already up here there was a Challenger baseball league, which you just played your first season in. And it's our celebration Challenger baseball division. And then I also have been speaking with a couple of other people in the area for different programs that are more of a social program. We even found a program that goes scuba diving. So another great area of the Central Florida area that people may not realize is there's a lot of different springs. So this program actually goes snorkeling and swimming in some of the springs around the area. And then there's also some day programs where they go bowling and things of that nature. So we're still looking through. We also have the Special Olympics, where I know my coworkers volunteer there. So we're just looking at all the different programs around the area that will best suit your needs. And then you could talk about it on your podcast.
Now, now you also switched areas around. Like you have been like in the Hyatt and also at Avon Health.
Hmm.
What was it like switching between those areas?
Between those areas. Well, as I mentioned, I started my career at Universal in sales, and I had the opportunity to continue my sales experience at the Peabody, which then became the Hyatt. And sh couple years after that, I went back to Universal, but focusing on the hotels. So it was all kind of via sales. And then COVID uh, happened, and I took a little detour, and I actually worked for Advent Health in the physician's liaison department. So it was super interesting. I didn't actually know that position existed, but kind of felt like home because dealing with different health um, topics and things growing up with you as my brother, and then being able to kind of turn that into a career was really interesting and fun. But then I was able to come back to Universal in my old position, and I've been there for so long. It's really my family is there at Universal, so I went back to Universal. So all those different job experiences gave me great knowledge and was able to kind of shape me as the person I am today.
All right. I think that is it.
Okay, well, Joey, thank you for having me. It's great to have, watch you grow up from little kid and volunteering at your different school activities at Morning Star when I was in high school, and now having you so close by and having you as a great uncle to your niece Brooklyn and a great brother-in-law to Rick. And I'm so thankful to be on your podcast. So thanks for letting me be your first official Orlando interview.
Okay. I wanted to thank Diane Benitez for appearing on my podcast, Challenges and Choices, a special needs perspective. Stay tuned for more episodes. I'll be back here for more episodes soon.